Alright, here goes. Overwatch characters, according to a guy whose literal only exposure to them is a bunch of memes that my friends keep posting. I actually know this guy. I actually know his name at least. Genji or Genji or some shit like that, right? Apparently his health bar is pathetic, like the size of a sunflower seed or something. Because all I ever hear about is how bad this guy needs to be healed. That's his one and only character trait. That's all I got. This happened a lot quicker than I thought it would. I kind of thought, isn't this a guy from Borderlands? Isn't this totally a fucking character from Borderlands? He looks like a character from Borderlands. And anytime I've seen him, I just assumed that's what was being shared. Something from Borderlands. So, didn't even know this guy was a character in this particular team shooter. So yeah. This guy needs a buff. I don't know anything else about Roadhog. I do know his name is Roadhog at least. But he needs a buff. He's in need of a buff. And apparently Blizzard keeps passing him up. I don't know why. I don't know what the deal there is, but yeah, this one needs a buff. This is Mei, right? I think her name is Mei. Isn't she like a tank? She's the game's tank character. Real original. We got a very, very large woman in an icicle outfit playing games tank. Can I just say, how funny and how just entertaining it was playing Xenoblade Chronicles X, and you have a fucking skinny 13-year-old girl with a giant shield who's the team's tank? Seriously, can we get more going on with our tank characters in video games? Please? Oh, boy. Apart from that, she apparently had a depressing as fuck video. She was in a short film. She was frozen for 10 years or something. I don't know. That was a thing. That's all I got. Is this one Widowmaker? I don't know what I don't know any of this one might be Widowmaker. I don't know. I think I went to school with her. I think she might be in my my genre fiction writers program. I know plenty of other tall, muscular women with brightly fancy colored hair in my program. So I assume by looking at her, she writes science fiction. Or maybe she writes mysteries. That too could be a possibility. Or, fuck, what do I know? Maybe she writes cozy mysteries. The mysteries that, where there's no blood, there's no gore, there's no vulgarity, there's no sex. And they'll probably teach you how to bake a pie at the end of it. Who am I to judge? People make all kinds of material. What the hell is she doing in this game? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't... Is that fucking Blue Beetle? I don't know. I don't know who Blue Power Armor Man is. He looks like he's kind of... He would be perhaps your starting point at the game. He would be your jumping off point. Your Spring Man from ARMS, or your Mario in a Mario Kart game or what have you. Just a proper balanced character. Yeah, that's about all I got. Oh, good. I feel like I actually have maybe an average. This is Tracer, right? Yeah, you don't have to answer. I know this one's Tracer. Isn't her ass the only reason this game, kind of picked up steam in the first place? I could give a shit about the quality of the actual product, but it seemed like the controversy over her ass and the subsequent censoring of her ass-related pose gave this game a fuckload of free publicity. Also, I think she might have been subject to a bunch of porn. I mean, what character isn't? But her especially, people are really thirsty as fuck for her. She manipulates time. She's gay, right? I definitely heard about the Christmas comic or whatever it was, or she's at least with another chick. You know, I mean, that can mean that it's a spectrum, people. It could mean a lot of different things, but you know, yeah, romantic thing with another chick. I mean, just you know, I'm all for representation. I'm supportive. I don't care about the game, but I like the prospect at work there. It's just a matter of they looked at the cast and were like, who is our most masturbatable character for, you know, for 20-something straight men? Well, let's give her another woman to mac on. That'll probably only make things better. I have no frickin' idea. I, again, was under the impression this was maybe a character from a different game. Like, you know, it's Shiva from Smite or something like that. Or, I don't know, maybe Cortana. I don't know. I don't know who this is. I don't know what her thing is. Is she a Neve? Is that a thing? You've got someone who knows nothing about Overwatch talking about Smite, which he also knows nothing about. Avatar, which he also knows nothing about. And Halo, which I also know nothing about. I like having my little box. Don't you take my little box away from me. This is Diva, right? D.Va. Giant bunny robot. Korean, I think. She's a gremlin, right? By gaming standards, she's a gremlin. She was a StarCraft 2 player or some shit like that. I don't know. This shit's getting a little that's a little meta for me. Most every meme I've ever seen her in depicts her as wildly fuckable. Like, that might just be body paint she's wearing, or, you know, as a little cretin grabbing at Mountain Dew and Doritos. I wonder if there's anything directly referencing that in-game. I'd be rather curious. Well, this character doesn't exist. I don't think I've ever seen him appear in a single meme thing ever. So I'm pretty fucking positive this guy doesn't actually exist. He's not real. He's just... Blizzard took one of their dwarves from World of Warcraft and gave him a lobster claw on one hand, I guess. If he were real, I assume he would be the mechanic class. But he's clearly not real, so no need to question that further. This guy's like an edgelord, right? Not just in costume, but seriously in character. Like that, but that's the joke, right? It's supposed to be a joke that he's an edgelord and that he's probably mumbling snarly things under his breath. I don't know. His name is Reaper, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Reaper. That's that guy, and that's his thing. This is like the only character in the entire game who's a healer, right? Like, this game seriously only has a single medic class, right? And she's it. She's it, right? Because the only thing I ever see with regards to healing ever in Overwatch, right? She's clearly the only healer in the entire game. That's what I get. And she and the Genji guy or Genji, whatever his name is, they like hate each other or something because he's over reliant on her. I don't know. That's that one. This guy looks like a boss in a Metal Gear Solid game, like a later Metal Gear Solid game, which I also haven't played. There's got to be somebody in here by now who's wondering, like, have you ever played any video game ever? Yeah, shut up. I don't know what his deal is. What is he? Some robotic Buddhist monk or some shit like that? I don't know. That's him. That's that guy. That's all I got on that guy. Oh, look, it's Hanzo. I actually know this guy. Slightly. There are multiple jokes regarding his left nipple, and everyone hates him. Everyone fucking hates this guy. I don't know why. I don't know what his deal is. Is it because he brought a bow and arrow to an explosive gun and time manipulation fight? Is that it? I mean, that's pretty understandable. Everybody hates this guy. Maybe because he's ill-equipped. Maybe because... I don't know why. Maybe because he spent all of the budget of himself on that tattoo across his arm. I don't know. Calling people mains of this guy is apparently an insult. So that's him. That's Hanzo, I guess. How do you even have a character of this size in a shooting game? It just a giant fuck you berserker dude. I don't know what his name is. He reminds me ever so slightly of Sauron with the giant hammer, like Sauron's giant mace thing, I guess. Or maybe a little bit more Witch King. I don't know. I don't know who this is. He's never shown up in a meme. This guy may as well not exist. I don't know. I have no idea. Is that Mala Mala Jong from DC? Or perhaps Gorilla Grodd? Or any other intelligent gorilla in anything ever? I know nothing. A hyper-intelligent gorilla, okay. It's important to have diversity in the cast. This character doesn't exist. Yet another character who does not exist. Whom I have never seen referenced in anything else ever. Nope. If this was a real character, I'm sure I'd have seen her referenced by now. This is Soldier 76. Doesn't he have, like, a humorously sad, tragic backstory, but, like, that's the joke? That it's ridiculous or something like that? I don't know. That's about all I got. He looks, you know, the other guy in the blue armor earlier, who I said looked like a generic starting class guy. So does this guy. That's all I got. Is this guy's name Bastion? Or does he for some reason resemble a character out of the video game called Bastion? Because I see that Nintendo Wii looking face of his, and all I can think is Bastion? I don't know, is that just me? That's literally all I got, by the way. I have nothing else to guess about this guy, except that maybe he's Bastion. This guy is Kofi Kingston, imported into Xenoblade Chronicles X with his dreadlocks intact. And if you don't buy into what I'm saying, I mean, those are clearly that's Xenoblade X bottoms he's wearing, and only Xenoblade would have a top that you could put with bottoms that mismatched like that. His name's like Lucio or Lucindio or something like that. Is he a soccer guy? I don't mean to be stereotypical. I just feel like I've heard this guy referenced in terms of soccer or blitzball or something. I don't know. That's all I got on this guy. This is the High Noon guy, right? John Marsden with a robotic arm. Yeah, it's High Noon. It's High Noon! I don't know how he says it. I've never heard it. I don't know any of this. I don't know any of these people. I have avoided this game like it's the plague. So there you go. That's what I've learned. That's Overwatch characters, according to a guy who only knows them by memes.